Welcome to Hey Thanks. We're your hosts,
Ivy Miller.
and Lauren Hawkins.
Hey, thanks, Lo.
Hey, thanks, Ivy.
Hello.
Hello there.
This week we are talking about health and wellness.
Yes, something that you guys wanted us to talk about. So we figured we would share with you kind of our fitness routine, our workouts, kind of what we eat when we travel, how we keep that going a little bit or not going.
And not going.
Not going, yeah.
And that leads me to my next point of I am no expert.
Yeah, neither of us are experts. This is only what we do for ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think everybody, that being said, everybody kind of has to find like a routine and things that work for them, because otherwise it's not going to be something that you stick with.
Right.
It's just like putting a square peg, what do they say?
A square into a circle.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could put the square into the circle.
I don't know if you can.
I'm so bad with phrases.
I'm so bad with shapes.
So what do you do? Like, what's your weekly routine when you're home?
Okay, when I'm home. I really got to move my body.
Okay.
That's a big one for me. I really eat weird, I think. I learned that when I was filming a show with 6 of my girlfriends, and we were living together for like 6 months, and you really start to see each other's eating habits. And they would make fun of me because I'd snack on a bell pepper like an apple. Or I just have like some potatoes for dinner. And also this is interesting because Lauren's a really good cook, and I want to be a good cook. I like really getting into it, and I can be when I allocate time for it. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the times I catch myself, throwing some veggies on a tray, drizzling them up in olive oil, salt and pepper, boom, eat, done.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I separate the emotional and more enjoyable side of eating. And I'm like, hungry, food.
Yeah.
Next.
Well, and I think a lot of times people separate the home cooking is like their necessity cooking. And they're like, this is literally for me to just throw something in the oven or in the microwave or in a pan. And I'm not thinking too much about it, because I think there's this perception that it's such a time suck to cook at home. And I think that's a misconception that I talked to a lot of my friends about, like, easy things that you can cook in like one pan, and it takes you like 20 or 30 minutes, and it doesn't have to be this like big production, but you can still enjoy when you're eating at home. And it's hard to get to that.
But you're really good at that. I've watched you like whip up a meal in 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. For me, that's an hour no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I think you just got to get better at it.
And pick the right things.
Right.
You're not like, oh, I'm going to cook a 6-hour bolognese sauce on a Tuesday night when I'm really busy and tired. Like, you have to pick the right things and also...
And start before you're hungry.
Yeah, because then it's just a disaster.
Yeah.
Like, I do that too, and I'm like tossing nuts in my mouth. I'm like...
Full by the time it's done?
Yeah, scooping out the peanut butter, like whatever little snack I can find, and then the meal's done, and I'm like, well, okay, that's fine.
But I'm a tummy problems girl. I've always had stomach issues.
Really?
Since I was little, my mom was like, you always used to cry and complain, like throw up all the time and like just complain, like Queen Giardia over here. And I always am just like, oh, it's probably because I go to Mexico a ton, like Costa Rica, and I'm drinking the sink water, like never looking back.
Permanent tapeworm.
Yeah, I've got parasites everywhere, just coming out of my eyes. But I've noticed that makes me eat super plain, like really plain stuff. But I love spicy food. So anything with like like the potato example, salt and pepper and just some chili flakes. And that doesn't even sound good.
That must do wonders for your GI tract.
But like when I eat really plain, it's okay for my stomach. And then like when I was talking about the show, we had, the food was catered every day. And 3 days in, I was like, can't do this. Too saucy, too many ingredients, too much like, so then I just started bringing my bell peppers, my like little trinkets here and there. But I will say when I go to Trader Joe's or like Whole Foods or whatever, I have like this grocery shopping list in my head permanently where I'm like.
I do that too.
Where I've like veggies, things that I can dip in hummus, carrots, celery. Then we go maybe an apple or two, and then we go over to the I love ants on a log, celery.
Oh, it's so
peanut
good.
Butter, raisins.
And it's nostalgic.
Yep.
Yeah.
And some crackers, hummus, and then always an emergency soup, which is never an emergency, and I end up having them all the time.
Immediately when you get home. It's like the first thing you eat.
Yeah. I don't know. Just like plain, simple stuff. But then the fitness part is like I always have carbs before I work out or else I'm like fainty. And I know people are like, you can't eat before you work out. I've heard that before, but I just get so like queasy and I can't work out as hard. Like I like quit halfway through my little circuit.
Like whatever. I can't eat before I work out. Otherwise I feel like I'm going to projectile vomit.
Really?
Over the entire gym. It's so like 3 hours at least.
Yeah.
Sometimes even if like I eat 3 hours before, it depends on what I'm doing. But if I'm doing anything like running or I'm doing like cardio heavy workout, like I like in the corner, like.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. I feel horrible.
That's crazy because I'm completely the opposite.
Yeah. And then I have to force myself. I won't get hungry after for like an hour or two. So I have to force myself to do like a smoothie after I work out so that I know I'm like getting nutrition back in.
Right.
And I do my standard like smoothie that I have like protein from Whole Foods, collagen, kale, celery, peanut butter. I do frozen blueberries.
That sounds kind of gross.
Tastes so good.
Really? Celery and blueberries.
Everybody's like, that is involved and gross. And I'm like, it tastes really good.
Okay, well, I believe you.
Yeah. It's a little sweet, but not overly sweet.
Okay.
So
yeah, protein after working out is so important.
That's a big one.
Because a lot of girlfriends of mine are like, what do you do to work out? And I'm like, weights, only weights, no cardio. None. Zilch.
You do only weights.
I don't touch cardio. Because I get like skinny flab.
Yeah.
Like I'm like really skinny and then I just like I have no definition. But when I do only weights, I just get like definition.
That's what I hear. But I mean, I think weightlifting still has a cardio component to it. So it's just different types of cardio.
Yeah, and I'll do like HIIT workout, HIIT training or like fast.
I like HIIT training a lot.
But no sustained cardio. That's not my thing. But then
so how many days a week do you work out usually?
I like to be sore twice a week.
Okay. So you work out twice a week or you're just like push it to that point?
Push it to that point. And if I like to walk every evening, but like a tough workout at least once a week.
Okay.
And then
so you walk every day, 2 hard workouts a week.
Yes.
And then what else? Anything else?
I love reformer Pilates, Legree.
I feel like my stomach's never looked better than when I've done Pilates.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're cinching everything, and then like, for some reason, it just boots out your booty. It's so nice. I also like, and what I was going to say is my girlfriends are all like, weightlifting, I don't want to get ripped, and including my mom, who is in her 60s and has a 6-pack and has always been incredibly ripped. She's like, I don't touch weights. But I'm like, women can't hold on to muscle the same way that men can.
Right.
So like, even if I'm lifting heavy, it really just falls off my bones.
Like immediately. I feel like when I've talked to my friends who are personal trainers and things like that, they're like that protein component, they're like either while you're weightlifting or maximum like 30 minutes after.
Wild.
Yeah.
Me just doing a squat rack, like sucking on some protein
Yeah,
during
just like,
with a straw. You like that, boys?
Yeah, buddy. Beef me up.
Yeah, and eating enough. That's the thing is like I have
Yeah.
a lot of veggies and I think I could eat more if I wanted to like
Yeah.
gain muscle.
Are you vegetarian, vegan, anything like that for the people listening? No,
I'm not either. I like all meats and I like the occasional. I love Greek yogurt for a protein source. And I just love everything.
Yeah. I do hard-boiled eggs in the morning. That's my first
yeah.
meal because it's like good. It starts you off like I drink a lot of coffee, probably too much coffee, but it's my treat in the morning. And then I'm like a, drink regular milk girl. That's just what I like. And then 2 hard-boiled eggs is like my first meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that it's variable, but
Yeah.
always good protein combined with vegetables. I usually cook like big things that I can kind of eat through the week. So I do like the turkey thing I taught you how to make. That thing's really good.
I make it once a week.
Yeah, and
I eat it.
And
every
it'll
day.
last you days. So I think that's the thing is making it easy for yourself to like, oh, I'm hungry. It's dinner time. It's easy to just sort of fall back on like, oh, I'll go pick something up or I'll order something or like something frozen. But if you already have it in the fridge, it's so simple. So taking that one day, like I'll hard boil the eggs and I'll do a couple dishes and then I'm good to go for the week.
Right. And so traveling.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I've gotten so accustomed to being on the road and being in different countries. And when you go into a different country's grocery store,
It's fun.
I love that. I love seeing like their versions of things, but like I've gotten so good about, I don't know, just that mental grocery list. Like I also really like canned tuna.
I do too.
It's so like people make fun of me all the time and it's always like, ew, oh my God, you're that girl eating canned tuna. And I'm like, yeah.
It's so good.
It's packed with protein. It's super easy. And guess who's full? Well, you're still trying to figure out what to eat.
And it's like, okay, granted, a little more sodium than if you have
a little bit
regular
of mercury.
fish. Yeah, a little bit of all those things. But again, when you're like relying on these easy things, it is a good fallback and tastes good and is like relatively good for you. Like we're not preaching like, you have to eat a certain way all the time. We're just being realistic about how we handle this.
Yeah. And like airport snacks, I would say I've got.
Yeah, what are your go-tos?
Well, every time Lauren comes to visit, she has a bag of carrots in her backpack. Her little traveling bag of carrots. But carrots, popcorn,
almonds.
Almonds. I always have almonds in my purse.
Bars.
Whole natural raw.
Raw almonds. I do roasted, no salt.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, those are really good. And then bars. I always have some bars.
Like Lara bars or the Kind bars.
Yeah. I travel with collagen packets.
To put in your water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to like have that, which is nice.
Yeah. Oh, and then I have really low blood pressure. So every time I stand up, I think I was on the phone with you the other day and I stood up and I fully fainted.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not ideal.
Not good.
Not good.
So I go heavy on the electrolytes and I got it. Or if I don't have access to those or if I forget them. But you need those on a surf trip because talk about just being in the sun and becoming a little
raisin.
Yep.
Just the salt water sucks everything out of you and you need
the
that
sun.
replacement.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
that's super
but I'll
important.
do Himalayan sea salt if I don't have like.
What do you do? What food do you buy at the airport? If you're like at an airport.
Greek yogurts.
Okay.
Like the little.
You can always find those usually too.
Yeah. Lots and lots of water.
Yeah, lots of water. I bring a water bottle.
Beef jerky.
Oh, I am a jerky. Yes.
Queen. She's a jerky queen.
I am a jerky queen.
I don't know. I like high protein
snacks.
High
That'll
protein,
keep you going.
easy. Yeah.
And also too, you never know when you're going to like be delayed at a weird hour, not have access to like a snack in a foreign country. And so I always try to bring things that are not perishable besides the carrots. Although those can stay out pretty
those
good.
can stay out.
And then
I travel with raw eggs.
Yep. Just slurp down a yolk, crack her open on the tray table on the plate, and just
You just go, yep.
yup.
Didn't even process it. No, I don't travel with raw eggs.
Don't do that.
But
I probably wouldn't let you through security. It's a liquid, right?
it's not 4 ounces or more.
True. Under
3.
You
You could travel with a raw egg. And almost I feel like we need to do that now.
Can we try?
Yeah. Stretching, super important for me.
Are you an airport stretcher?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wear compression stockings.
So what's up with that? That just seems like tight clothes.
Well, it's like not a full bodysuit.
I'm just wearing my wetsuit.
Just like the blue man, like suit on
Compression.
compression. They're like, you good? Yeah. No, I wear like a compression sock. Especially like for women, if you're like on birth control or anything, you have a higher risk of developing blood clots. And with long flights, when you're not moving, it's easier to develop clots, especially in your lower extremities. So I wear those for work, but I'll throw them on if I'm on a long flight. And it also just helps, when you get that like swelling, you can feel that swelling. Yeah. It completely, like, it's not there.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's my, like, if I'm on a long flight, I know it's like nerdy and weird. And people are like,
do they look weird?
No, I mean, if you were to like have them on with a short, it would look like you were, but like under a legging, they can't tell.
Wait, it's not a legging.
No.
Okay.
It's it's like a high sock.
God.
Yeah. I'll send you a pair.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
So those are good.
Breath work, I'm so bad at it. I really want to do it more. I try to force myself to do it, but when I do it, it fixes my whole mental.
Yeah.
It starts my day off great. It's hard. Mm-hmm. I don't think breath work is supposed to be easy, but
you do that every single morning when you wake up?
Wouldn't it be nice if I was like, yes.
I know, but like that's the reality of it. Yeah. It's like, okay, we want to try to develop these habits and that's great, but like also don't hold yourself to too high a standard, because then like I'm going to work out 7 days a week and I'm going to get ripped and like, I'm going to eat healthy 4 days. And it's like, yeah, that's great. But also when I set these standards too high and then I like let myself down and then I'm really hard on myself, it's like, that's not good either. Yeah. And we all do it. Yeah. And I think I've gotten to a little bit of a better point of being like, hey, like I had a really busy day. Like I didn't get to that today. That's okay. Or like, you know what? I was really craving some peanut butter cups. And so, you know what? That's fine. Like there's got to be some sort of balance in it. And I think it's like, I admire people who are able to like really stick to their, and there's a lot of people out there who can, and they really enjoy it. For me, like I kind of need a little bit of both. I have to have that like balance of things where I go and eat a plate of pasta and not think about it and not be too hard on myself about that. Cause like also it's something I really enjoy.
Yeah.
What's when you are on vacation or you're on a surf trip, like, do you have any workouts you do?
Oh,
like yoga?
No, because I'm on a surf trip.
Yeah. What about other trips?
Okay, hold on. Yoga. Yeah.
Yeah.
I stretch a lot. I don't know. I feel like most of my trips are revolving around surfing or snowboarding. Yeah. Like active stuff. So I don't really work out. I feel like the workouts are essential at home.
Yeah.
But what would be do you do workouts on the go?
Yeah. So I travel with, I have like a band.
Okay.
So I'll usually like stretching is important to me, especially as I've gotten older. Like I definitely try to stretch every day, and like even if it's just like 10 minutes of doing like basic things with my back and my lower body, especially after dancing for so many years, I definitely have crap that's just doesn't move as well. But I travel with a band, so I have my little routine that I do like squats and I do like a little bit of core work and planks, and
Yeah.
it's like 15, 20 minutes, and my body is like so much better. Again, too, when I'm traveling, I feel like I'm on the move a lot, or I'm on a snowboard trip, or I'm like, on a surf trip or biking, or, there's some activity around it. But
Right.
if there's not, and I'm just like at least walking around a city, that in itself, like you
Yeah.
walk like miles a day.
Yeah.
But if I'm not, and I do happen to be on a trip where it's a much more chill trip, like that little like routine in the morning kind of just resets my brain.
Right.
And that's like an easy thing like I try to think of easy things to travel with, and that's kind of my one thing.
Yeah.
And you just throw it in your bag, and it doesn't take up any space at all.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, also, okay, I do have a workout on the go. On YouTube, if you type in 8-minute abs, there's this 80s thing that comes up. It's literally 8 minutes, and he's like, "Hey gang, what's going on?" He's like in a leotard. It's my favorite. I've been doing it since I was like 18. And 8-minute buns, same guy. It's the best.
Sick.
It's 8 minutes, and it actually works really well. I love it.
I love those like little quick like hits, and it's like quicker because you can't think of it that quickly, so you're just like go,
Yeah.
you get it done, and it's good to go.
And you make it up in your head like it's this long strenuous thing when you can really just knock it out.
Yeah. And there's so much stuff out there like that. Like find something that works for you and is fun, and you're just like, it won't feel like a chore, it'll feel like a fun little thing, but you got to find what that is for you. And it could be whatever. I like when I'm home, I do a lot more intense workouts, but on the road, I think you just do what you can.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And don't be too crazy about it.
What crazy?
Crazy.
What what's your like naughty girl meal?
Okay, is it my naughty girl meal that I make at home when there are no eyes on me? Or is it my like naughty girl meal that I like go out to get?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Yeah.
What's your naughty girl meal at home?
I'll like make just real cheese heavy things.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. Like I'll whip up like like sort of mac and cheese, but just like heavy on the cheese.
Wow.
Yeah. And it could be, I mean, I'm a sucker for like Annie's. There's
Oh,
nothing like
just
a
a
box
classic.
there's like nothing like a box of Annie's. But if I'm doing it homemade and I go and get the pasta,
Yeah.
and then I basically like take 4 cheeses and I just
Wow.
melt them into like a fondue, and
Whoa.
it takes 2 seconds, and you pour it over and you're like, I want to bathe in this. Like put me in a
cheese
bathtub
soup.
of this. A cheese soup. I know it sounds so nasty.
So then what's your go out one?
Oh, burrito. Like smothered burrito. Oh. I am a sucker.
Oh, you like
for
it when it's wet.
Oh yeah. Like if I'm going in, like
Yeah.
I'm going in. Yeah.
Interesting.
Those are my like go-tos. What's your naughty girl
Well,
snack?
interesting you say burrito, but as a Southern California girl,
Native.
I feel like I can speak for my Southern Californianers when I say a bean and cheese burrito when you're hungover is the cure.
Food of the gods, as they say.
Yeah, just this little bean sack and you're good and your hangover's gone. It really does the trick. Okay, that's one.
Okay.
I love French fries.
Ooh.
French fries, just
Yeah.
the crunch. And then
Yeah.
I really love
What's the best French fry?
a skinny, crispy French fry.
Which I thought.
Yeah. So yesterday we went to a cafe and on the menu they go, "Do you want sweet potato fries or do you want skinny French fries?" And I go, "Skinny French fries, please." And so the lady leaves and Lauren goes, "I don't get it. Like, so how's it skinny? Do they make it with avocado oil?" Or I'm like, "Lauren, it's not like a skinny girl French fry. It's the shape is a skinny French fry."
I don't know how.
I love it.
So you learn something every day.
Yeah. And then
They were
love
delicious.
Yeah, no, they're always, it's just the perfect, like the crunch with the softness on the inside. But I like hot and cold desserts, like a hot cookie with the cold ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
I
it.
also love French onion soup.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's so good. Like a really good one. It really hits the spot for
French
me.
onion soup.
Yeah. That's it.
I don't know if I've had like a really good one to be like, oh my gosh.
I'll take you.
Ooh.
I know a good spot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
When I'm on my period, and nobody's going to agree with me on this, but when I'm on my period, I can't stop shoveling black licorice into my mouth. It's so weird, but I like
So
can't
gross.
taste enough of it.
That's one thing I don't like. I don't like licorice.
I love it. And I was I was on some road trip somewhere, and it was this super random like hot spring spot served ice cream, and they had black licorice ice cream, and I freaked out. It was the best thing I've ever had in my life.
So gross. I love a soft serve. Like a classic, like, you know, it just reminds you of like hanging by the pool as a kid.
Yes.
You know?
And you know what I've been doing recently when I'm sad?
What?
I go and I get myself an ice cream, and then I have the ice cream, I take a bite, and I look up at the sky, and I say to myself, sometimes all you need is an ice cream.
Just.
And it's
Does it work?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love
and
that.
it makes me laugh at the fact that I am having this moment with myself. But it really just cheers me right up.
brings the mood right up to level.
Yeah, I was at
great.
IKEA, and I was getting a bunch of stuff, spending a ton of money because furnishing a house is no cheap feat.
Oh, it's so expensive.
And I was just having like this day of like expenses and fees, and I was just trying to, you know, have a good attitude because, you know, nothing good comes from having a bad attitude about spending money. And so I was just like, oh, and I'm loading all this into my car, and it's just like, you know?
Yeah.
And I see some woman walk out with the soft serve, and I was like, you know what? I go and get myself a soft serve, and I'm licking it in my car, just like, sometimes all you need is a little ice cream cone.
Ice cream. Did you have the meatballs there?
Oh, no. I mean, I used to when I was a grom, but then didn't they come out and say that they were made out of horses? Which seems expensive. Doesn't that seem like that's not the most like, oh, we're saving money by making horse meatballs?
That seems like a very, very expensive. Oh God, I'm never eating those again.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that, but oh man,
Yeah, there was like
that
a whole
is
thing.
so
on
disappointing.
it. I know, but I think they were good, weren't they?
Yeah, they were real good. They were real good. It's the only reason I remember that.
Yeah, we're like, eat healthy, IKEA meatballs.
Yeah, go for it.
Ew.
If you were a snack, what snack would you be?
Oh, my brain instantly said celery.
Like a little stalk of celery.
Yeah, a little salty and just like, you know,
Crunchy.
reliable. But like if you leave me alone too much, I get just kind of weird.
I think I'd be a pineapple.
Absolutely. But no,
Like-
because you're not spiky on the outside.
Yeah, no. I'm soft on the outside. Maybe a peach.
I was just about to say it. I think you're a
I
peach.
think I'm a peach.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely a peach.
Definitely a peach. Okay, so also the other thing, because you drink, right? I drink too. What's your drink of choice?
You drink right, she says.
You drink right.
And I am not a big drinker.
No, neither of us.
Here's the thing. I go into monk mode and I like don't leave my house. I'm on the journaling, meditation, stretching, yoga, working out grind, like heavy for like 3 months at a time, making my own food, being really accountable for my actions and all of my little things. And then I just like hit a tipping point and I'm like, I gotta go out.
Yeah.
And then I go out with my friends and like, I'm such a 0 or 100 person that I like really send it like, you know, just go out. I like have a great time, dance and party, ba, ba, ba. And then, yeah, so I drink. But the thing is like, yes, I wish I could have a casual, like, I can have a casual glass of wine.
Yeah.
But it's as soon as the tequila comes out and it's like, I can't have a casual tequila. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't know if most people can have a casual tequila, which is okay. Maybe some can actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next 3 days are just like, dumb, stupid. Why did you do that? But then I'm like, no, Ivy, you're in your 20s. Like, go live it up. And then I like level out a bit and then I get back on my like grind of just like staying up in my castle, writing every day, never looking back, being accountable for my actions. And then it's just this cycle. So I think I need to level out a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just part of holding ourselves to these really high like standards and expectation expectations of, oh, I should be doing this. And then having the need of like having to, like, you're like, I need that blowout weekend.
Well, I want to
okay.
socialize too.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am such a sleepy girl. Like
Yeah.
in my days where I'm on my stuff, I go to bed at like 8
How much do you sleep?
till 7.
So you get a lot of sleep.
I sleep a lot.
It's like necessary for you. Otherwise, you
Yeah,
can't
or else
function.
I'm weird. My eyes get
Yeah.
all pterygium-y and red and cross-eyed, and then I'm just like, my ADHD gets so much worse.
Yeah.
Like I can't pay attention if I don't get enough sleep.
Some people, I'm always so interested about how much people sleep because I'm on the other side of the spectrum where I can like.
That's so nice.
Yeah, but like it is and it isn't because I think, it's like part of from what I do, like I have to be up really early.
Nice.
And and like when you get home after a long day, you're like, okay, well, by the time I make dinner and by the time I have to get up in the morning, you only have a certain amount
Right.
of hours that you can sleep. So I think I've become good at not sleeping that much, but I am also okay. Like I can function quite well on 5 hours of sleep and be like,
that's awesome.
but
I wish I didn't have to sleep so much.
it's okay. No, I think it's just you get to the point of knowing what you need and you don't need.
Right. And that is
And-
super important, is being intuitive with your body. And that I feel like is the moral of the story.
Yeah. And I think that's like, you just have to figure out what works for you. Like, I know that what I need in a week to feel good and the sleep I need and the food I need to eat and the balance of like, I also need to go out and eat and I also need to like go box and I need to, have cardio and sweat it out sometimes.
Yeah.
But then other days I need to like actively bring it back down to earth and be like, I'm gonna do yoga and I'm gonna like have a moment to myself and I'm gonna cook because that feels good to me. And then like have a nice like read before I go to sleep. And so I
Yeah.
think there is like just finding the balance that works for you and trying to, bring that on the road a little bit if that feels good, if you travel or, being honest with what you need.
Yeah. And creating a good amount of time away from your phone or screens and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's necessary. It sounds like so repetitive, but if I just spend too much time on my phone, I become a little sad sap.
Yeah. What's your
A sook.
A sook.
Sook. Too much phone times.
Too much.
I get sooky.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good. Well, stay healthy.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, we'd love to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us at Hey Thanks Podcast and
Instagram.
Yeah.
And DM those questions. Or
Yes.
we do the Q&A sometimes
Yeah.
and, pop some in there. But yeah, that's our unexperted advice.
And unsolicited.
And unsolicited. Yeah.
Thanks, Ivy.
Thanks, Lo.
See you next week.
See you next week.